Hello, Steve Rennick here. And I want to talk to you today about something that just happened. I had a client come in today and wanted to ask me some questions about the difference between a workers' compensation case and a personal injury case. And I thought it was important to try to explain this for people who work in construction or anybody else, trying to just explain what the difference between the two are. Now, the similarities are they both involve some type of injury, but a personal injury is something equivalent to get in a car accident or a slip and fall at a grocery store. Whereas a workers' comp case, something happens in the course and scope of employment. An accident happens there. Now, there are times where you can have a personal injury and a workers' comp case in one accident. Give you an example. You're driving a car because of work. You're a traveling employee. You travel from one place to another. Or as a construction worker, you go from one job site to another job site, which happens all the time. And I'm not talking about going to and from work. I'm talking from traveling from one job site to another. Now, if you get in a motor vehicle accident when you're traveling from one job site to another, you can have a personal injury case because it involves a motor vehicle on the road. But you also have a workers' comp case because you're in the course and scope of your employment going from one job site to another. So the difference between the two in reality are damages. And I hear all the time with my workers' compensation cases, I'm in pain, I'm suffering, and all this. Well, in workers' comp, it's different than personal injury. In personal injury, you can get pain and suffering, whereas in workers' comp, you don't get pain and suffering in the state of Florida. You get lost wages as long as the doctor has you off work for a temporary basis, and medical benefits, being paid by the employer for as long as you need to get recuperate. Some recuperation is long time, some recuperation is shorter. But there is no pain and suffering in workers' compensation. So if you go to a trial in personal injury, you can get pain and suffering, what we call special damages. If you can't do something you used to be able to do, you can't enjoy life the same way. But you don't get that in workers' comp. And there's a amount of various reasons for that really is beyond the scope of this particular video. But I just want to explain there is a difference. Another difference, and something very important for most of you to understand when you come in as a construction worker and you have a workers' comp case, you can't sue your employer for negligence. They have limitations what you can sue your employer for. If you get terminated because of workers' comp injury, you might be able to sue your employer for that for wrongful termination, which is, again, another video. But you cannot sue your employer for simple negligence. If the employer was grossly negligent, which the courts have interpreted to be something tantamount to a intentional type of action, then you might be able to go after your employer for damages. But it's a very rare situation. So remember, personal injury, pain and suffering. Workers' comp, no pain and suffering. You get lost wages up to a point, and you get your medical benefits. Again, I want to get this clarified because I thought it was so important for someone who does construction work to understand the difference between the two. I encourage you to join my group, Florida Construction Workers Facebook group, for all different types of information. Or you can always contact me at srennick@protectingtheworker.com. I look forward to talking to you soon.